G'day viewers, this is Troy from Troy's Digital Arts channel. Now that I've got my NBTV camera and monitor working quite good, I'm now ready to do a lot of refinement work to it to make it run even better. For starters, I'm going to be drilling a new disc because the holes in this one are way too big. 1mm is too big to produce a sharp picture, and this dome sensor is quite sensitive, so pinholes should be fine to send enough light through to the dome sensor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill holes the size of needle size, which I believe would be less than 0.5 mm thick. I've got the sewing needles here, which I'll be using. One of the slim ones, so I can drill the holes relatively small in diameter. Now the disc, here's my new disc I'm going to use. Another banjo record. Yeah, this disc is pretty well scratched up, so doesn't have any real value to my opinions. This is one of those Salvo's store records. Anyhow, I decided to use a VCR head drum as the spindle to spin the disc, and so I've got it rigged up by putting a plastic piece in the center so I can accurately mount it over the spindle, which is a bit smaller. And because this head drum's got 2 screw holes in it, I decided to drill some holes into the record so I can easily mount the record onto the head drum. And I've done a reasonably good job. There is a bit of slight wobble in the. There is only a slight bit of wobble in the disc, but otherwise it's relatively accurately centered. I think the wobble is probably mainly due to the fact that there's slight curvature, in which I got this slight curvature from screwing the record to the head drum. What I can do there is put some spaces in between, some washers perhaps, to keep the record nice and flush. That's what I'll be doing. And of course I'll be sticking some sort of pulley system on the back here for the motor to belt drive, or perhaps I can even directly drive it, hopefully. I think I might need a bit more of a powerful DC motor to do this though. Otherwise, it's quite good. I'd get a lot better results for this, and it's got screw holes on the back, so I can easily mount this onto some sort of metal framework and mount that onto the area where I mount the other disc. Anyhow, I'm glad I rigged this up quite quickly, and now I've just got to find the best way to mount it onto the camera. Of course, I'm going to be adding synchronization to my NBTV camera, and one of my contacts is kindly helping me out with that. It'd be good to have synchronization so I can produce nice synchronized pictures and that I can directly record to the computer using Gary's NBTV, the big picture program. Anyhow, yeah, that's my next plan with this NBTV camera. Of course, I'm going to have to now fix the lens system and the taking lens. So I'll have to make the taking lens rackable so I can adjust focus for near and far objects. So that's what I'll have to do, make this. I'm going to have to mount this onto rails so I can move it forward and back. And I need to replace this LED light box because it's too dim for my liking. I'm going to have to use some much brighter LEDs due to the fact that they cost a fair bit of money. I pretty much stuck with the El Cheapo standard LED type. I was using amber LEDs. I was using these LEDs for that monitor there. They of course don't produce a very bright picture at all. You have to literally look at it, view the images in the dark. I actually have a easier time viewing the pictures on the TV screen when I use my ultra sensitive Panasonic RX3 camcorder pointed to the display. So yeah, for the monitor I'm going to be using Luxian LEDs, which produce a very nice bright picture. I'd go for white LEDs, or if I want to be original I can go for amber once again, but at a brighter level. But I think white would probably be better for the sake of good luminance. And of course this will have an output feed from the head amp to go to the computer's audio input socket to do recordings. This head amp of course needs to be mounted into some kind of metal can to shield it from outside interference, outside noise, whether it be from signals, because we're pretty much bombarded with frequencies, with communications and all that kind of stuff, and of course frequency hum from the motors and all that also plays a factor in noise, induced noise. Also, yeah, the leads have to be as short as possible as well between the head amp and the image sensor, because noise can easily be picked up from outside sources as well. So that's another step. You might try and mount this head amp onto the back of this support holding the image sensor. And the LED driver, it seems to work alright, but I might sort of opt for for a circuit that does the best job in providing good level signal to the light bank. Anyhow, this project I intend to complete and make it functional in the best possible way, and of course I have to mount an enclosure over it all so stray light doesn't get to the image sensor, stray light doesn't blind the display and make it too dim, and stray light can't get in from the sides, so I only get whatever's coming in from the taking lens to the Nipkoff disc scanning surface. So yep, there's a lot of work to be done. This motor, I'm not sure if it's running up to scratch to make this disc run at the proper NBTV speed. Then again, it could be a gear ratio issue too. I'm not 100% certain, but yeah, there are probably a few factors involved. But yeah, I just use this motor because I thought it was the best to use at the time, because it's got a gear cog on it and I can easily mount it on here. I'll have to dig through my motors and find an even more powerful one and use a better motor speed control circuit, and of course there'll be synchronization circuitry involved too, as mentioned a little bit earlier. to keep the disc running at constant NBTV standard speed. Anyhow, those are things I'm going to be doing with this NBTV camera in the coming future. Anyhow, stay tuned for future videos. This is Troy from Troy's Visual Arts channel signing out.